I'm Barry Tramel, and OU's problems in its season opener were pretty clear. It starts at quarterback.
I think they've got some other issues too. From the Opopco studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the press row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Barry, Landry Jones was not good, but he had some other people around him that weren't any good either. But you think it starts with Landry?
Well, I do. Anytime you play and your quarterback does not perform well, you've setting yourself up for problems. Landry Jones completed less than 50% of his passes. That might be okay in 1949. That gets you beat in 2010. He threw 2 interceptions. You can't go doing that. This is 21st century football where quarterbacks have to complete 60-65% of their passes. Most coaches want you up around 70. You can't go throwing the ball to the other team. Landry Jones did not play well on the road last year, but he played very well in the Sun Bowl, made you think he was blossoming into a really good quarterback. But even last year as a freshman, as a guy thrown into the fire, he played well at home. He did not play well Saturday against what was obviously an overmatched defense. He's got to play better, or the expectations for this OU season are going to go way down.
No doubt he has to play better. But I was a little surprised by just how sort of blah you got a feeling like the whole team was. Like there maybe wasn't that spark or that grit that needed to be there. And granted, there were some very obvious X and O problems, but when you've got defensive backs, Barry, who are in position and they're ready to make a play, and then they don't, to me that signals that there's something missing in the internal engine of this team. And I think that goes beyond one player or 2 players. I think that's several players. Now it may be different degrees and different varieties, but I think that you're sensing that there might be something a little amiss here. Maybe they can turn it around. It is only one game, but that's something you got to be a little concerned about.
Well, this goes to what's becoming a fairly significant trend in Bob Stoops, is that his teams don't play well in openers. Go back to 2004, a fabulous Oklahoma team. Just played so-so in beating Bowling Green. The next year, lose to TCU in the opener. In 2006, a game very similar to Utah State, Alabama-Birmingham. That Sooner team won the Big 12, and yet they only beat UAB 24-17. Not a good UAB team. And then last year, Brigham Young lose to the Cougars. So Bob Stoops' teams do not play well in openers. Now, on the other hand, Barry Switzer's teams went through a 10-year span where they didn't play well either in openers. 77 through 86, it became an annual rite. The Sooners were going to play poorly in the opener. That's what we've got with Bob Stoops. Generally, the Sooners get a lot better in week 2. We'll see if that happens. It needs to happen against Florida State.
Yeah, they're going to have to get better in a hurry. And maybe they will. Maybe that's going to be the light switch flip that they need to really get out there and play. I think they've got talent. I think they've got the talent to beat Florida State. But I thought they had the talent to beat Utah State by a lot more than a touchdown. I mean, they were in a game against Utah State. The fact that there were plays in the third and the fourth quarter that were determining factors in the outcome of that game, nobody saw that coming. So I think they've got the talent, but they may not. And if they don't have that really great talent that teams need to have if you want to win championships, you got to have the fight. And I haven't seen that yet. Week 2 is going to be very telling for this team. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.